What's going on? What's going on? It's your man Diamond K, of course. RadioandFire.com, the Diamond K Show.com. So much to talk about, so much to get into today, and we're going to get into it all. So, millions is what the MAGA crowd promised. Trump had a what they referred to as a Million MAGA March yesterday in D.C. However, it only drew about 10,000 folks, 10,000 people. Trump has yet to officially concede after it was revealed that Joe Biden was the winner of the 2020 election. Named president-elect, and Trump has even gone on as far as to continuing talking like his administration is going to go on for the next 4 years, which it is not. So as I said, yesterday there was a what they called a Million MAGA March, took place near Washington, D.C., the White House, that is. Only about 10,000 people showed up. And Trump himself kind of drove through looking sorry and sad. Look at him. Made an appearance, flashed some thumbs up from his motorcade. This coming after Trump tweeted that he might actually stop through. He kind of drove through. While at the rally, supporters of the current president held up signs claiming that the election was rigged, et cetera, et cetera. And you know, they did the normal grievances that that Trump folks tend to do. So they talked about him being it's really funny when you think about it. Really, it's really funny when you think about it. Mostly maskless. Mostly, they claimed the election was rigged. And as I said, so despite the fact that we have this resurgence of the virus, most of these Trump supporters did not have their faces covered at all, even with these rising cases. News of this comes after Trump's White House spokesperson told Fox News that Trump believes he will have a second term. So I can hear the MAGA folks now talking about there was 1 million people there, the same stuff that Trump normally does. If we can go to this photo. So this is a photo of the rally yesterday. And you can see there are a lot of people there. It's about 10,000 folks. This is not 1 million people. By no stretch of the imagination is this 1 million people. All right. Now, that's fine. But let's not try to act like this is the fake news is trying to, underreport the Trump and his cult followers. 2 officers were injured. At least 20 people arrested, according to D.C.'s mayor's office. Of those arrests, 4 were for firearm violations, 2 for simple assault, 1 for assault on a police officer, and 2 for disorderly conduct. DC police said 7 guns were recovered. It was not immediately clear if the guns belonged to Trump supporters or counter protesters. Let's go back to this again. I just want this to let the record show. This is courtesy of WUSA9.com. This was not 1 million people. Okay. 1 million people. I mean, kind of funny when you think about it. So also, Trump finally admits that Joe Biden won the 2020 election. As much as it hurts his heart, indirectly, he admitted that he lost the election and somebody else is going to be moving into that slot. He did this via Twitter. on the heels of losing the 2020 election. The baby in chief, the crybaby in chief, is slowly admitting the obvious, and that is that he lost the presidency to Joe Biden. I mean, it's the obvious. So this is what he said in his his tweet. I mean, some of you voted for this guy. It's been hard for a loudmouth like Donald Trump to concede in this presidential race, even though Joe Biden is the president-elect. Trump has gone as far as to continue to say that there may not be another administration taking over. Via Twitter, Trump finally admits this morning the truth, but he couldn't help but throw some lies in. You can see he said that he won in the eyes of the fake news media. I concede nothing. We have a long way to go. This was a rigged election. That's what he said. Also, Donald Trump tweeting out this. This was the first thing. He won because the election was rigged. Now, this part, he won because the election. Well, he won because the election was rigged. So it's only rigged when it goes against what he wants to happen. No voters, no vote watchers or observers allowed. That is a lie. That is an absolute lie. There were plenty. Vote tabulated by radical left privately owned company Dominion with a bad reputation and bum equipment that couldn't even qualify for Texas, which I won by a lot. The fake and silent media and more. Here's the thing. It's only fake and it's only not working for him. What about the other Republicans that won? What about that? Oh, that's different. No, it's on the same ballot. It's on the same ballot, but he continues to be the baby that he is, the liar that he is. So Trump saying, and I guess he started getting some pushback. His supporters said, what do you mean? Don't say that, Mr. President. And he calls himself clarifying. He won. I concede nothing. For the person in this race to lose by as much as he's lost, to say I concede nothing, it is not a normal thing for a president to write. His refusal to concede is meaningless. What matters is that the Presidential Transition Act directs Emily Murphy to ascertain the apparent winner and release transition resources. Emily Murphy needs to do her job and start this transition process officially. 4 years ago, Vladimir Putin said today about Hillary and the Dems, it's humiliating. One must be able to lose with dignity. Donald Trump said so true, right? This is the tweet that Donald Trump and the Republicans, as you can see, this is from 2016. It's humiliating when Hillary did it. But when Donald Trump does the same exact thing, Republicans don't seem to remember anything. So Trump, as I said, going on this Twitter rant, speaking about the election being rigged, which it was not. If Democrats rigged the election, don't you think that they would have taken the Senate? Don't you think that they would have taken the House? Don't you think they would have got Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham up out of there? Huh? No? Many took what Trump said on Twitter as admitting defeat, but according to him, he has not conceded. Inside the mind of Donald Trump, he's saying, I lost the election, but I concede nothing. I pressured a foreign ally to announce a fake investigation into my opponent, but I concede nothing. I banged a porn star, paid her off, broke the law, but I concede nothing. Imagine if Hillary Clinton was president and she wrote, I concede nothing on Twitter after she not only lost the popular vote, but the electoral vote. Republicans would be accusing her of treason, calling for her arrest, as usual. Republicans tout being patriotic. Okay, now it's time to prove it. Donald Trump does not give the COVID-19 pandemic the proper attention that it warrants. The main reason he lost the election was because of his mishandling of the coronavirus. When Donald Trump lost the popular vote in 2016, he said that those 3 million plus votes were done by illegal aliens. That's what he said. In 2020, he lost by 5 million votes. So millions of his, he says that millions of the voter ballots were, millions of his voter ballots were thrown away. He makes complaints to suit whatever situation he's going through at the moment. At the moment. So let's look at some of these comments. See here. Who destroys cities and blames history for your problems? What? Be more clear. I don't understand. This is Educate One Always on YouTube. What are you talking about, fam? Be more specific. Trump drove through and didn't even bother to get out of his van and tell his most devoted followers thank you. He just drove past them and went to play golf. That's horrible. You're absolutely right. John from YouTube, you're absolutely right. He didn't even have the decency to get out because, as I said many times, he does not care about his supporters. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. Anybody but himself. At the most, that Million Moron March had 50,000 participants. And if you want to give, I mean, you can give them that. Even if you give them that, still, like you said, well short of the million that they were, I don't know, calling for. Hey, DJ Diamond, I bet you won't dare answer this question. Who has officially called this election? Which official or state has officially declared Biden the winner? Now, I love this question. Here's the thing. Once again, when the media called the race for Trump in 2016, you weren't saying this. This is the way that it is done. Of course, they're going to officially certify the results, and that's going to come a little bit later. But we don't ever wait for that to happen. The official certification, right? They'll say a lot of different words, assumed winner, things of that nature. But when that was said about Donald Trump in 2016, Francisco Gonzalez, of course, is the fake name, Francisco Gonzalez on YouTube. You weren't saying that then. When the media has called, when the AP has called for Mitch McConnell and other Republicans, oh, you didn't say that then. You're only saying that now because your guy, Donald Trump, has lost. This is the way that it's always done. But now you want to question everything. If Hillary was doing this, you guys would be having a fit. If Joe Biden was doing this, you would be having a fit. Oh, Francisco Gonzalez, you don't have anything to say about that. Right? Of course, you probably log off now. You don't have anything to say about that because what you're saying does not make sense. What else has he got to say? And I'm not talking about the mainstream media saying he won a state. Don't try to fool your viewers with that. Once again, people like Francisco Gonzalez holding on. I mean, just like there's just air here, right? There's just air, and you think that people are stupid enough to believe the way that Republicans like yourself, not a real Republican, these Trump supporters, because many Republicans that I know are ashamed of the way that Trump supporters are acting. Because so I'm going to clearly start. I don't agree with these Republicans, but there are some Republicans who are conservative but are not on this Trump train. Not on this Trump train. So, point exact. Here is my point. Let's see. I love Trump supporters when they try to make a point that it can't be made. Okay. Miss B says, thought he was still the president until January. Of course he is. He's supposed to be. Why is he going golfing every day while we're in the middle of a pandemic that's only getting worse? Pretty sure if this were another president, this would be a major issue. You are absolutely right, Miss B. But here's the thing. Donald Trump has never acted like the president. Donald Trump has never, he didn't want to be president. He wanted to go in and make as much money as he possibly could. And that's what he's been doing. He's in there pillaging like a pirate, because that's what he is. He's pillaging the government. He is, he's conning his supporters out of money to give in his supposed election fight, rigging fight. The attorneys are dropping out off the cases. The cases are getting thrown out because there's nothing to them. He's just saying stuff. Just like when he said the cure. Remember when he was saying hydroxychloroquine was the cure? He didn't take that when he actually had COVID because he lies. He just says things. And he doesn't even try to support them with facts anymore. He does not even try to support them with facts anymore. He just goes on and on and on. Just tuning in. It's the Don McKay Show here on Radio on Fire. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and dive in. I have a lot more things to talk about. So let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. All right, we are back. Radio on Fire. You made Don McKay in here, and some other funny comments coming. Trump is going to win. Get your torches ready. Okay, the election's over, fam. Kevin Trust on YouTube, clearly a Trump supporter or some type of a robot, saying that Trump's what, maybe 2024? What are you talking about? The 2020 race is over. But it's some people like to do what they call keep hope alive, and many of the Trump supporters, unfortunately, believe in foolishness. If they believe Trump this much, maybe if he was responsibly talking about fighting and protecting yourself from this COVID virus, we would have numbers that were under control, because then his supporters would listen. But because the main message that Donald Trump has been pushing has been to dismiss COVID, many of his supporters, the 71 million that voted for him, are not acting responsibly, and thus spreading this virus much more than it needs to be. Much more than it needs to be. Let's go to another comment. Donald Trump acts like Donald Trump. That's why he was voted in the first place. The people didn't want a president that acts like what was seen before. He is what he is, like him or not. He is what he is, like him or not. And he got voted out. If you want to say that's why he was voted in, okay, fine. But that's also why he was voted out. The majority of Americans voted him out. So if you want to go back to 2016, you want to talk about Hillary and build the wall and all of that other kind of crap, you can do it. But Donald Trump has been voted out. This, they wanted change. They got the change. And now people don't want that anymore. They actually have gone back and voted in a moderate like Joe Biden. So I understand what you're saying, but that was the 2016 philosophy, and we are clearly in 2020. Just tune in, it's your man Diamond K, the Diamond K Show, and I want to get to some of this entertainment stuff. A lot of weirdness going on. Rapper Benny the Butcher was shot in the leg at a Walmart, outside of a Walmart in Houston. I mean, there is just this rash of shootings going on. This is Benny the Butcher here, and some of you may know him and some of you may not. Yesterday, it was revealed that Boosie was shot in the leg while at a funeral in Dallas. Now news has surfaced that this rising rapper, Benny the Butcher, was shot in the leg in an attempted robbery. And so the incident taking place, like I said, seems like it took place, on Saturday. And he was going to the Walmart with some of his friends. The rapper was in the parking lot. And, another car with 5 people reportedly pulled up alongside them with guns, asking for their jewelry. One of the alleged robbers fired off a round at Benny because he was moving slow, for what they're saying. Once the shot was fired, the would-be robbers fled the scene, and Benny and his crew left the scene to take him to the hospital. Condition currently unknown, so we are definitely hoping for and sending positive vibes his way, wanting the best for him. What is going on? Now, I know that we are in a pandemic. I know that things are very, stressful right now, and all of that. But it's this. What's the rappers are facing right now? It is crazy. It is crazy out here. Also, we found out yesterday, Chicago singer Jeremiah has been hospitalized with COVID-19 and is on a ventilator. So, this news breaking, a lot of rappers coming out and sending their thoughts and prayers for Jeremiah in ICU. 50 Cent took to IG saying, pray for my boy at Jeremiah. He's not doing good. This COVID is real. He's in ICU in Chicago. And Hitmaker, another friend and collaborator of Jeremiah, took to IG and said that I need everyone to pray for my brother at Jeremiah. This message is posted with his mother's blessings. So a lot of details about Jeremiah's condition have been limited. But, it's people have got to understand how serious this is. I know people are going to say, the Trump supporters or the doubters. I don't understand how you can be doubting the seriousness and the lethality of COVID-19 at this point, at this stage in the game. 10 months in, 9 months in, how can you still be doubting that this is serious? This young guy, he's young, is breathing on a ventilator. And his condition, from what we're seeing, has gotten worse. So people think this is a joke. And then you have dismissive folks saying, that's pre-existing conditions. Okay, you understand? Here's what you got to understand about pre-existing conditions. Having a pre-existing condition can make your immune system weaker. So when you are confronted with a virus such as this, your immune system is already compromised because of the pre-existing condition. So you are that much more at risk. And people think that this is a game. I'm still seeing people at parties. I'm still seeing people just doing too damn much. Doing too damn much. And because we have some people that are in charge for a few more months going on TV and trying to downplay the seriousness, that's why you have people not taking it serious. That's why you have people not taking it serious. Back to the comment section. Donald Trump acts like Donald Trump. What does that even mean? I mean, look, John, I can't make this stuff up. I don't know what they want me to do. Donald Trump, that's like a dummy acts like a dummy. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe the other dummies, it might make sense, and maybe that's why we don't get it. Donald Trump acts like Donald Trump. Okay, President Obama acts like President Obama. Some people have a misconception. Some people have a misconception of this, and they'll say politicians, they don't like politicians because they say they're going to do one thing and then they get in office and they don't do it. What people have to understand, and what I really am pushing for the hip hop community to get involved in politics, not only talking, but to understand how things work. So you have somebody like President Obama who gets in office, and say what you want to say. They focused on trying to push some legislation through for the ACA, and that's something the Democrats have been trying to push through for years. If you have what Joe Biden could potentially be facing, and that is divided government. So you can say, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And then if you get in office and you have divided government, and you may be coming in, you have things your way, meaning your party has control of Congress and you have control of the White House, got things going your way. What usually happens is a backlash. 2 years in that president's office, things flip. They don't have control anymore. They have divided government. Republicans control part, Democrats control part. And then that stops them from doing things. So some politicians ain't about nothing. Other politicians want to do something, but they have other things working against them. But a lot of times people don't understand the inner workings. They don't understand all that the politician is fighting against, the balance of power, the checks and balances. And so you can have a politician that wants to do good. This happens on the state level or in the federal level. You have politicians that are trying, but they have other politicians from another party who may have gotten elected on the strength of them saying they're going to stop the other party from doing stuff. So this is the balance. And when you have politicians that are doing stuff, people have to understand how it works and how government works. Let's go back. See, John's over here. John speaks from the heart. Trump supporters live on a whole nother spectrum of reality. First, COVID is not real. Then Trump won the election. Where is the cutoff? I don't know where the cutoff is. But you're right. They live in a whole nother reality. That's why they got other social networks that they're starting up, that have started, so they can go on other sites, because they say Twitter is silencing them. Twitter is stopping them from saying their lies. So they want to go to other social networks so they can continue to lie. It's kind of it's funny and sad all at the same time. Funny and sad all at the same time. Of course, I am here weekdays, 7 p.m., weekends, as news breaks. But the Diamond K Show, weekdays, 7 p.m., radioonfire.com, the diamondkshow.com. Let's do this, take a quick break, and we will be back with more of the show after this.
Oh, my nigga Diamond K on the check-in. Salute Diamond K, radioonfire.com. Let me check on his site. Hold on a second. That's my homie from Be More.
You are now streaming worldwide on radioonfire.com and the Radio on Fire app.
Diamond K, are you moving to the ATL? I know you were talking about that, man, before the pandemic.
Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.
Okay, there you go. RadioOnFire.com. That's the homie, Diamond K.
Thank you for listening to Radio on Fire.
I see High Roller Records, Jay Jackson Live, The Diamond K Show, of course. Yeah, folks, make sure you check out my homie, RadioOnFire.com. That's Diamond K.
Follow us on all social media at Radio on Fire.
And we are back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So also over the weekend, we got a announcement that I was happy to see, honestly. We got the announcement that Gucci Mane has replaced T.I. in this upcoming Verzuz battle against Jeezy, what I'm calling the Super Bowl of the South. So Gucci Mane and Jeezy to face off head-to-head in Verzuz. Both rappers staying in Atlanta. So it's official. Verzuz Season 2 kicking off with Gucci and Jeezy this Thursday, November 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Of course, the drinks by Ciroc. You can watch it on IG or in HD on Apple Music. And I'm happy that this is happening. T.I. and Jeezy was cool, but what people really wanted is Gucci. And Gucci Mane made that announcement that he was going to be doing that. Initially, they said, or initially Jeezy said this is what they wanted, or what Swizz wanted, but Gucci said no. However, and he said this on the Breakfast Club last week, however, it is going down. And I can't this is something. I don't know who wins this. Of course, there's been tension over the years between these two artists for various reasons, for real reasons, they've had real life tension. And we are getting the closest thing to a battle that we're going to ever get between these two. They've had this long running feud that actually resulted in a murder of a associate of Jeezy's back in 2005, home invasion and justifiable homicide or self-defense. Gucci Mane acquitted on that. This was an acquaintance of Jeezy. That doesn't mean Jeezy had anything to do with it, just somebody that he knew. And so I'm really looking forward. Who wins this? Both of these guys are legit Southern rap superstars. Legit. I was in Atlanta, living in Atlanta at the time that both of these rappers were coming up. And had to, you hear people say they had the city on lock, right? But these two guys legit had the city on lock in the early 2000s. And it is going to be, I don't know who wins this. I don't know. I think, as I've said about several versus competitions, the real winner is going to be the fans. I think this is a draw. I don't see, but we'll see. I guess it's all about the track selection at the time, the energy. Are both guys going to be in the same room at the same time? I don't see why not. I mean, they both got places in Atlanta, so why not? But let me know your thoughts. Who wins this, Gucci Mane or Young Jeezy? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Okay, so let me see. I gotta go to my man John here. He says Jeezy wins hand down. Hold up. What do you mean hands down? You mean like Gucci don't have a prayer? Like Gucci don't have no hits? Gucci got hits. Jeezy got hits too. Now, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who. I love both of these artists, man. I love both of these artists. And to me, the fact that they have even agreed to verses shows that they're both in a better place with each other as far as even being able to do something like this. So I think that the real winner is the fans. But I mean, Jeezy, I understand why you might say it. I do. But John, you may not be that big of a Gucci fan if you're saying that. How do you say just hands down? Like hands down means people were saying that about T.I. and Jeezy. I think that a lot of times people are looking at their whole catalog, right? But when it happens, they play different songs sometimes than you even expected them to play. I didn't expect the DMX and Snoop battle to be as much entertainment and just love that it was. We might this ain't gonna be no love fest. Don't think this is gonna be like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. This ain't gonna be no love fest. I know that. But I think, as I said, the real winner is going to be the fans. The real winner is going to be the fans. And I know that people are going to be tuned in. The world's going to be tuned in this Thursday, November the 19th. And from what the folks at Verzuz are saying, in addition to this cultural celebration live from Atlanta, one night only, you can watch it on Apple Music. You can watch it on IG. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. They have some other, classic battles in the works. And I didn't think they could top. How are you gonna top this? This is this is something major. Of course, on all social media, I am at the Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. We are listener-supported radio and podcast network, streaming from our production facilities in Atlanta and Baltimore. And I will be back here tomorrow. Of course, definitely continue to let me know your thoughts on social media. At the Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire.